Welcome to Blood Sugar Wednesdays. I'm Dr. Lou Walters with the Source Wellness Center, and I'm going to be talking about diabetes, specifically type 2 diabetes, as well as pre-diabetes. So what that is in order to get sugar into our cells, we need insulin. And insulin is like the key that unlocks the door to the cell that allows sugar to get in. If we eat a lot of sugar and starches and don't get enough exercise, what happens is the cells no longer respond to the key, and it's difficult to get the sugar into the cells where it's needed. All this sugar floating around in the blood along with all the additional insulin is very damaging to tissue. It causes what we call oxidative damage. So we see blood vessels and nerves and tissue being damaged. Type 2 diabetics are at a very high risk of heart disease and cardiovascular disease due to the damage to the arteries. Essentially those cholesterol plaques that we see in heart attacks and strokes are caused often by inflammation, by lots of sugar and starches and insulin in the system. 29 million Americans have type 2 diabetes already, and 86 million are pre-diabetic. So they're on their way to type 2 diabetes. Now, if you look at a lot of nutritional information, especially the American Diabetes Association website, they recommend type 2 diabetics and pre-diabetics eating whole grains. And the idea is that the sugar will be released slower. And by sugar, I mean starch. And all starch is long chains of sugar molecules tied together. And as we digest them, it gets turned into sugar. So even though rice or oatmeal is a whole grain, it still has all that starch and sugar in it, which for type 2 diabetics and people with prediabetes called metabolic syndrome, that's not a good idea for them. And to demonstrate this, I am going to use myself as a guinea pig. And I just got up. I haven't had anything to eat yet. I am going to take my fasting blood sugar first thing in the morning. And then I made a bowl of oatmeal, steel-cut oats, which I will eat. I don't normally eat this food, but just for demonstration purposes, I will show you. So I have clean my finger here. All right, little pinch, little owie. All right. Verdict is, whew, I waited too long to eat. I'm at 57. That's very low for me. I did get up probably about an hour and a half ago. But I'm at 57, which is low. Technically, that's hypoglycemic. Again, I waited a little too long to get started, I guess. But what I'm going to do now is we're starting at 57, and I am going to, here's my nice bowl of oatmeal. Now, this is steel-cut oats. The only thing I added to it was a pinch of salt and a little bit of cinnamon for flavor. I did not use milk. I used water for it. We have to keep in mind that if we use milk, there's a lot of sugar in milk, so that would increase probably the likelihood of my blood sugar going up if I were to have used milk. So I am going to eat this oatmeal, and then I'll check back in an hour, and we'll retake my blood sugar and see where we're at. Welcome back. It has been about a little over an hour, maybe an hour and 2 minutes, and I am going to retake my blood sugar. See how we did after a bowl of steel-cut oats. There we go. Didn't quite get enough blood the first time around. Let's try it this time. All right, here we go. 113. So I was at 57 before, which is hypoglycemic. Blood sugar should be between 80 and 90 ideally. 80 to 100 would be sufficient. Should never be that down to 57, but I did spend a couple hours before I ate breakfast. So at 1:13, I have jumped up almost 60 points in an hour. I'm going to actually take this again in about another hour just to see if it continues to go up. So be an interesting experiment, and we'll see. I know right now, after eating all those oats, I feel real heavy in my stomach and a lot of just brain fog and tired, like I need a nap, which is not normally how I feel after eating. But I also don't usually eat grains. But I'll be back in an hour, and we'll see what it is. So I'm back. It's been 2 hours since I had the bowl of oatmeal. After an hour, my blood sugar had gone up 56 points, which is a significant rise in blood sugar. Definitely for somebody with insulin resistance and type 2 diabetes or metabolic syndrome and prediabetes, that is way too high for that to be going up. I am going to take it again now after waiting another hour to see if it's going up or if it's come back down into the normal range. So let's see what has happened. Looks like I was a little too quick to fill that. Try this again. There we go. So it has gone up even higher. I am now at 121. So I've gone up another 8 points since my last blood sugar. So again, I started out at 57 and I've continued to rise even after 2 hours. It's continuing to go up. Now I'm going to stop here for the day because I got other things I need to do. But you can see, even though we're told that whole grains are good for us and we should be eating them, especially if, it's recommended diabetics are eating these, and it's not a good idea at all for anybody to be eating lots of whole grains, especially diabetics, for the fact that you are going to get this big rise in blood sugar several hours even after it's been eaten. And I know right now I'm feeling, again, very lethargic, really would like to take a nap, which is not how I usually feel after I eat. But I will continue this series called Blood Sugar Wednesdays, and I'll do different foods so we can see what the change in blood sugar is. We'll do things off their website. We'll do other commonly eaten foods for breakfast. A more ideal breakfast would be lots of vegetables, healthy fats, and protein, which is going to cause more stabilized blood sugar and not get that big rise. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.